Good morning and welcome to Rick's Retirement Journey. Yeah, I'm back. I have not done a video and I think in about 2 weeks. And I think that since that time, a lot of things have been going on. I'm still working at the bookstore. I'm loving every minute of it. I only work about 2 or 3 days out of the week, which is pretty good. And meet a lot of interesting customers, a lot of interesting conversations. Have some great teammates, some great coworkers per se. But overall, I'm having a really good time at that bookstore. I only work about 2 or 3 days out of the week, so I have no complaints. 6, 7, maybe, about 7 hours max. Overall, doing real well there. But today is Saturday, December 13th. We only have about 18 days left until the end of the year. And, a lot of people go out there and, they put their, this is what my finances look like at the end of November. And, I know they'll probably do another one for the month of December, but I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and take a look at, see if anybody's done anything about what they've done or haven't done for the entire year. So for right now, just like Buzz, he goes out there, Buzz's Retirement Garage, he goes out there and uses a little bit of AI. I think I used ChatGPT this time, or it could have been a different one. I'm not really sure, but I came up with a couple of things, and I don't want to make this too long, but it's primarily 2025 reflections, and let me see. What I did do, what I didn't do, and some feelings and insights real quick. So I'm going to kind of hopefully keep this brief, but we'll just go from there. So what I did and what I did not do. So as far as personal rituals, which is one of the categories that I came up with, waking up early. I love waking up early. I love getting the day started. I love getting that first cup of coffee or beverage or whatever the case may be, stepping outside, breathing in some cold air, cool air, fresh air, and just kind of listening to the sounds of the neighborhood and see what's really going on around there. Usually that time of the morning, school buses are driving by, kids are being picked up for school and things like that. But that's one of the morning rituals. I said about coffee. I like to watch some YouTube. I think one of them that I've kind of been watching religiously is Sunrise with Sally. She's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'll watch her from time to time, maybe about 2-3 days out of the week, and she reads some Bible scriptures and things like that, for those of you that may be interested in that. But Sunrise with Sally is pretty good. Got some pretty good stuff. There seems to be a little bit of a following there, which is nice. Other than that, I read. I like to read at least 10-15 pages a day. I take a nap in the afternoon, which is pretty good. And I do a little bit of exercise. It's either walking around the neighborhood or some chair exercises or whatever the case may be. But just different odds and ends. So those are kind of the rituals. Besides feeding the dog, throwing out the trash, taking out the recycles, mopping the floor, doing the dishes, doing my laundry. So those are kind of my rituals kind of for the week, things that I do, over and over and over again. Some creative work that I've done this year, different category. I've created a YouTube channel. In fact, I actually already had a YouTube channel, but I just added more content to it, and you're seeing some of it right now. I created some stories. I went out to ChatGPT or whichever AI it was, and I tossed in the subject and say, hey, give me some topics I can write about, particularly this topic right here. And give me some good ideas, give me some good prompts. I don't ask it to write it for me, so that's one thing that I will not do. And some other creative work was that I fixed a bookshelf downstairs so I could put all my books on. You may have heard me say this before, but if anybody ever says that you have too many books, just say, no, I don't have enough bookshelves. So I don't have enough bookshelves. I'll just leave it there. Next category was community engagement. I really, besides volunteering at the National Museum of the Marine Corps, which I need to do more of in 2026. I think the only other real community engagement I have done is by working at Books a Million. Those days that I am there, I would say that I'm one of the associates that are the face of the company. Hashtag Books a Million. Hashtag I like that job. Yes, the community comes in from little kids to people slightly older than me, if not older than me. And I am very, very fortunate to be able to engage with many of them: parents, moms, dads, senior citizens, high school students, college students. Especially this time of year, a lot of them are coming home from college. And I'll just ask them, hey, home from college? And quite a few of them are. So it's, my community engagement is not only the National Museum of the Marine Corps, but also Books a Million. So I really can't do anything bad out in public because they may recognize me from Books a Million and say, hey, I know that guy from Books a Million. He didn't act that way there. So, yes. Family traditions, a couple of them. We had a great Thanksgiving meal with our son. I know that we're looking forward to having a nice Christmas meal with them and spending some time over the holidays. They do live close by, so we have no issues having to drive too far or anything like that. But I think the other family tradition, or my tradition anyway, excuse me, is to text not only the family, but specifically my grandchildren, to give them some motivational words, some words of encouragement, things like that, just to kind of keep them going, keep them thinking, whether it's humorous or financial or personal or whatever the case may be. Sometimes I'll text all three of them at one shot, or sometimes I'll just text them, individually. It depends on the situation, it depends on the message. So yeah, those are some other family and traditions that I've been keeping up with, besides maybe weekly phone calls and things like that. A few discoveries for this year. I really like putzing around the yard. I like going out in the yard, doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that. I don't cut the front yard. I don't cut the side yards. I only cut the backyard. But when I cut the backyard, I end up doing different things. Restacking my wood pile, feeding the birds, picking up the dog doo-doo, which is a must. You got to do that. And just maybe rearranging some things on the deck, looking for the broken flower pots. And you saw it earlier this year. I had a garden out there, which was pretty nice. So it was pretty good. I also discovered that I like small hikes versus longer hikes. So says the person that wants to hike the Appalachian Trail one of these days. So small hikes around the neighborhood. There's a place called Governor's Island. I think you may have seen the video on that. And I like going out there. It's pretty quiet. Not a lot of people. I have an Instagram account. I'm still working on that. I'm not an expert on Instagram, so just kind of working on that just a little bit. And I discovered that I'm enjoyed taking a little bit better care of myself by making medical appointments, not mental appointments, even though some of you may say, hey, that Rick, he needs more mental appointments. No, medical appointments. And, just speaking with the doctors, eating better, things like that, staying away from the junk food and things like that. So those are a few more of the things that I've discovered. And now that I'm speaking about it, I may need to write those things down later. I really enjoy not working. Oh, but wait a minute. You said you work at Books a Million. Yeah, okay. I walk into a bookstore. I've got the entire bookstore, at my disposal. All I can say is what? Hanging out in a bookstore and getting a paycheck too? I can do that. Yes, I can. But I really enjoy my free time. I enjoy just, if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. I know between Steve's Retirement Corner and Buzz's Retirement Garage and so many others that I follow out there, and that just having the time to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, Not that you have to do it, but it can wait another day. I really enjoy having that time to do that. Quiet time, reading time, writing time, napping time, just taking my time. Just taking my time. So, yeah, that's one thing that really has hit me hard over this past year. I really like my time. Okay, what didn't I do this year? And it's not really a bad thing. Again, it goes back to, do I have to do it? Do I want to do it? Just three things. Repair the fence, replace the fence, repair the deck, replace the deck, clean out the garage. Cleaning out the garage is one of those things that's been, going on for years. I do a little bit here, do a little bit there, and I'm not going to really stress about that anymore. Deck repair, we're looking at something different for the deck. Possibly an all-season room off of our eat-in kitchen. As far as the fence is concerned, I've got a choice. I can either replace the fence, and I might end up doing that myself with some help of my sons and grandsons, or just have somebody come in and do it. So, kind of flip a coin. Which might be easier, which might be more time-consuming, which is more financially feasible. I just got to kind of price it out, but it won't be done until next year. Same thing with the deck repair. Same thing with cleaning out the garage. Even though cleaning out the garage is a constant thing, a little bit here, a little bit there, and go from there. Decorating plans. That was another topic that came up. Excuse me. I have a small room in my basement that I finally am starting to, quote unquote, make my own. It's got a nice leather couch that used to belong to my father-in-law. Beautiful leather couch. I wiped it down with some nice oil rags, and it looks really nice. There's also a chair that's sitting next to it that I can comfortably sit, kick back and read if I want to. But there's a beautiful shelf that he had there. It's got glass shelves on there, and I've been slowly putting some ornamentation, Marine Corps military ornamentation up there. That's looking pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to continuing to do that. I don't want to put all my books down in there, but maybe just a select group of books for now. So that's kind of one of my decorating plans there. Besides, constant decluttering, different parts of the house, going through the drawers and things like that. But is that really decorating plans? No, not really. Some things I want to explore. Besides wanting to hike more different hiking trails and things like that, I want to start reading different genres of books. I'm primarily a history / science fiction / biography / short story / poetry / name the genre. But I want to be able to read. I want to read different books from different genres. So, and especially working in a bookstore, I'm exposed to all of this all the time. So I see a lot of books that are out there that really look interesting. I take pictures of the books. I use an app called Goodreads. If you want to follow my journey on reading books, by all means, let me know, and I'll go ahead and send you a link. And heck, we could be buds on Goodreads. So I'll go from there. Last thing was called organization, the organization category. It's basically trying to schedule more retirement hours. For a person who just got finished saying that I like my free time doing what I want when I want, and not that I have to, but because I want to, and things like that. There are certain things that I want to accomplish in 2026, and it's going to have to take some time management to do. So yeah, I want to, but I wrote down do not have to do. So, and the next thing is more exercise. I got to do more exercise. So that was page 2. Now, lastly, feelings and insights. How I felt about what I accomplished. I felt good about what I accomplished here in 2025. I've been retired for almost a year. I'm feeling really good. I'm journaling, I'm writing, I'm reading, I'm taking notes. Kind of keeping track of what I do, what I have enjoyed doing, what I don't enjoy doing, things like that. But again, I felt good, but not quite there, not quite enough of what I want to do. How I felt about what I did not do. Wish I had accomplished more. but do I really? Or was it enough? I know the last one says, but not enough. You can only do what you can do. And, there's only so much time in a day. 24 hours in a day. And actually, that's not really true either. So if you want to look up how many actual hours there are in a day, it's like 23 hours and 50 some odd minutes and so many seconds. Look it up. But kind of wish that I had accomplished more, maybe in a few areas, maybe more hikes, maybe more writing, maybe more reading, things like that. Some lessons learned. Allocate time for each project. Sometimes I have a tendency to do more for one project than for another project, and just don't give the projects enough time that I really should. Consistency. I'm consistent with the things that I have to do. And again, it's primarily a lot of those things are just daily rituals. Do my hygiene in the morning, take my vitamins, take my meds, whatever they may be, and things like that. So I'm pretty consistent about that. So overall, 2025 was a really good year. Excuse me for a second. I got to get a little bit of coffee here. Okay. Lastly, looking ahead to 2026. Now this is just a wish list. It is not a list of or I'll just break it down. Big goals. My big goals for 2026. Hike the Appalachian Trail, or at least some portions of it. Georgia to North Carolina, Tennessee, maybe just do the entire state of Virginia, which is the longest one. Probably take me about a couple of weeks, if not more. But it could be more than that too. Try to get an all-season room built. It's going to cost, but I think an all-season room would really be good, where we could just really sit outside, enjoy, open up the windows if we have to, if it's nice outside and things like that. But it's not. It's kind of a sunroom. Yeah, it'd be more like a sunroom. Yeah, something like that. Work on the fence, whichever way we decide to go, and continue to clean out the garage. Those are my 3 big goals for this year. Smaller goals: do a garden. We've got some of those high-rise or those stand-up garden things that I want to, within the next month or so, start putting together and putting out in the yard as to where we're going to put them and things like that. I want to do more reading. I want to do more writing. And I want to hike more. Those are some of my smaller goals that I know I can accomplish much more easily than trying to hike the AT. So then I got this last category called legacy goals. And maybe this is something that I'll do some more research and talk about a little bit more. But I want to create a trust fund. Trust funds are important. If you don't know what they are, I would highly recommend that you research those, especially if you're those that have a lot of assets. Continue to research my family history. I have a lot of family history that's out there, and I want to be able to take some notes on that and talk to my sister and talk to my cousins, talk to my other cousins, maybe talk to my uncles and aunts that are still alive. They can be able to pass on some of that information and just be able to grab a lot of that information and just kind of put it all together. And I think lastly is to grab those external hard drives that I have, grab the all the photographs that I have, and kind of categorize those. I've started categorizing them already by year, and I forget as to how far I go back. But categorizing photos is important. It goes back to family legacy. It goes back to wanting to share those photos with other family members. And I think ultimately, if I can go ahead and arrange complete and categorize as many as I possibly can for this year, up to 2025, I can go ahead and get some external hard drives and give them to different family members so that we have multiple copies. And then when the time comes, or at least keep multiple copies of the external hard drives, and then as they are updated, just add more photos to each and every one of them. So that's it. That's all I got for right now. Looking back at 2025, I know that I've made a lot of quote unquote YouTube friends. I want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. There's 51 of you out there. The next question is, hey, Rick, are you going to do a live anytime soon? No, I'm not really sure about that. Buzz does his on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I forgot when Retired Inspired does his. Tim up in the Adirondacks, I know that he does a live every now and then. Steve at Steve Retirement Corner and Steve's Corner, he does one. Again, Sunrise with Sally. Evie does one every now and then. Maybe I'll do something different. I was actually thinking about this morning while I was chomping on some bagels and drinking some juice. Why not do a live at midnight? Just a thought. But hey, I hope you're all doing well out there. It is the holiday season. Definitely take some time for yourself. It can be a hectic time of year. It can be a happy time of year. It can be a sad time of year. But, definitely take care of yourself. Don't let the holiday season stress you the heck out. I'm definitely trying not to. I'll be putting up Christmas lights today. It's about 40 some odd degrees outside. Should have done it like 3 weeks ago when it was like 60 degrees on the weekend. But I didn't. And there's a few other things that I need to do here and there. But don't let the holiday season stress you out. If you have an opportunity, make some time for family, especially close friends. Always keep them in mind. Lastly, keep those people in mind that are less fortunate than ourselves, whether it's contributing to a food bank, contributing to Toys for Tots, United States Marine Corps Reserve, they do that, or Angel Tree, or whatever the case may be. Consider volunteering at a homeless shelter. Or, one thing I thought about today is putting together I don't want to call it a homeless bag, but just putting together a bag that if you happen to see a homeless person out on the street, that you might be able to hand to them with some items on it. There's plenty of ideas out there on the internet. I won't say we live and die by the internet, but there's so much information out there. You can put together something and, maybe give something to somebody out there. But hey, that's all I got. Once again, I hope you're all doing well. I'm not sure if I'll make another one before the end of the year. I'm quite sure I will. But thanks again for everything that you do in and around your communities, with your family, with your friends, and especially here in the YouTube community. It's great to have people like you follow me, and I really enjoy following you and want to do more and more as I possibly can. So until next time, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and until next time, Rick out.